This is African Cloud Grub's Care Guide. This is Mace. And today I'm just gonna tell you about them. I've got one back there, Jimmy. He's right down there. But yeah, they're pretty cool pets. I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about them. I'm an expert. I've had them for like 11 months. I used to have dwarf frogs, and that's actually the first thing I'm gonna talk about. You can't get these guys mixed up with dwarf frogs. Dwarf frogs have their eyes more on the front. These guys more on the side. They still have it on the front, but it's kind of like more on the side. They get really big, guys, and they live 25 to 30 years. They get big. They live for a long time. Guys, I've only had these for like 11 months, so they're only probably, I've had them for 9. They're only probably about 11 months old, and sometimes they sit, sometimes they move. Don't be worried if the fingers are bent like that. Like they always bent. Mason likes to jump around and play. Yeah. So yeah. And also another way to tell is, the claws. African claw frogs actually do have claws. And because they're called claw frogs. Okay, now they're trying to eat. That's what we're talking about next. They get pretty big. I mean, and that's a different from the dwarf frog. Dwarf frog's called dwarf frog because it's a dwarf. Yeah, no, they have. You see how they have claws in the front? They don't have webbed. Okay, no, that's the back. Look at the front. Look at the front. Okay, so the front. You see how that's not webbed? That's how you tell it's a clawed frog. They're called clawed frogs for a reason. And I personally really like my frogs. And let's talk about their lifespan and food. So their food, you should just feed them with bloodworms. I say about one frog should get like half a bloodworm, and then I'd say if you have 2 frogs, give them 1 bloodworm each. They can probably like split one. That seems to really work out for their diet. You want some cool plants, and you want somewhere. You want like a little place for them to like kind of like hang out, because they like little like kind of caves. They'll just like sit in those and chill. Sometimes they'll move around and play with each other. They like swimming around with each other. And sometimes, okay, here's something about these guys. They like to jump out. Like, they really love to jump out. Like, they will just leap out. You can't let that happen, because you can't have them leaping out. And they get big. So they get, let me demonstrate. They get about this big, and right now I'd say mine are about like kids. I'd say if I had to guess, they're about like 7 years old in frog age, and they live about 30 years, 25 to 30 years in captivity. In non-captivity, they live 15 to 20. It's gonna be around there. Like if you want a cool pet for college, that'd be a cool pet to take to college too. If you're a kid right now, that's a good college pet. Yeah. I mean, you could feed them like little Tetra flakes sometimes. I don't know if that'd be good for the freeze-dried drugs, frozen bloodworms. Like, my frogs tend to like freeze dry bloodworms less than the normal bloodworms. Cause I don't know. I guess I don't know. Your frogs might be different. Your frogs might like less. So yeah, there's a lot of things about my frogs. They're really cool animals. They get big with 25 to 30 years. So if you want like a college pet, that's a good college pet too. And I'm not gonna talk about breeding. But I'd say all you really have to do is just get a female and a male, which is actually mine. So they laid eggs before, never hatched. Again, they're like 7 years old. They're 11 months old, I think. And I'm thinking, and because I got them when they were like babies, and I got them on June 9th, the last day of school. Yeah. What is that? Oh, it's just a dead bug one. Okay. Is it tadpoles? Oh, so he's just clearing out. Look at that. I think these are really cool. I like my setup. And you're gonna have to switch to a bigger tank. I want them to have tadpoles. I hope they have tadpoles because I'm probably gonna get another tank for them, give them to some of my family. Yeah, if like these keep on having tadpoles, I could have these for the rest of my life. I doubt that, but I'm gonna have these through college. I can have these till I'm 41, and that's how long they should live. They're young. They're young. I'm gonna have these guys for a while. And if you want to get one, are you okay with not having another animal in the tank? You could put another frog or maybe a turtle, but you can't put any fish with these frogs. They could get too aggressive. And the frogs, they'll eat anything. I do suggest maybe feed them little minnows as like a treat. I heard that minnows.
Close the door.
Maybe try that for a treat.
Close the door.
And Nora, you want to look at Froggy?
No. No one wants to see that.
It's pretty. I really like the animal. I really like them. Yeah, you want like a good tank, a lot of gravel. They like the ground. They will like just swim around. How they sleep, they just float on top so they can get air. I don't suggest if they're really small getting a filter for them right away. That will kill them. That's how my first frog died. I've had 3 African glad frogs and 2 dwarf. No, I've got 3 dwarf frogs, 2 cloud frogs. I'm pretty much an expert on aquatic frogs at this point, guys. Cloud frogs live like 1 to 2 years. They live a pretty good amount of time. They live like 5, 2, 3, somewhere around there. These guys, they live so much longer. They get really big. The girls get bigger than the males. So yeah, that's my little video about these African cloud frogs. Hope you enjoyed. See you later. Bye.